Good day, my dear students. Today we will talk about language acquisition. In this lesson, you will learn language acquisition, three theories, second language acquisition teaching methods, and the four skill areas. What is language acquisition? Let's get started. Language acquisition refers to the way children learn their native language. Second language acquisition refers to the learning of another language or languages besides the native language. For children, learning their native language, linguistic competence develops in stages from bubbling to one word to two words. Then, telegraphic speech. Bubbling is now considered the earliest form of language acquisition because infants will produce sounds based on what language input they receive. One-word sentence, holophrastic speech are generally monosyllabic in consonant vowel clusters. During two-word stage, there are no syntactic or morphological markers, no inflections for plural or past tense, and pronouns are rare, but the intonation contour extends over the whole utterance. Telegraphic speech lacks function words and only carries the open class content words so that the sentences sound like a telegram. Three theories. The three theories of language acquisition are imitation, reinforcement, and analogy. When we say imitation, it does not work because children produce sentences never heard before, such as cat stand up table. Even when they try to imitate adult speech, children cannot generate the same sentences because of their limited grammar. And children who are unable to speak still learn and understand the language, so that when they overcome their speech impairment, they immediately begin speaking the language. Reinforcement also does not work because it actually seldomly occurs, and when it does, the reinforcement is correcting pronunciation or truthfulness, and not grammar. A sentence such as apples are purple would be corrected more often because it is not true, as compared to a sentence such as apples is red, regardless of the grammar. Analogy also cannot explain language acquisition. Analogy involves the formation of sentences or phrases by using other sentences as samples. If a child hears the sentence, I painted a red barn, he can say, by analogy, I painted a blue barn. Yet, if he hears the sentence, I painted a barn red, he cannot say, I saw a barn red. The analogy did not work this time, and this is not a sentence of English. Acquisitions. We have phonology and morphology. Under phonology, a child's error in pronunciation is not random, but rule-governed. Typical phonological rules include consonant cluster simplification, spoon becomes spoon, devoicing of final consonants, dogs becomes duck, voicing of initial consonants, truck becomes druck, and consonant harmony, doggy becomes gogi, or big becomes geek. Under morphology, An overgeneralization of constructed rules is shown when children thread irregular verbs and nouns as regular, instead of went as the past tense of go. Children use good because the regular verbs add an ed ending to form the past tense. Similarly, children use gooses as the plural of goose instead of geese because regular nouns and add as in the plural. Second language acquisition teaching methods. 1. Grammar translation. The student memorizes words, inflected words, and syntactic rules, and uses them to translate from native to target language and vice versa. Most commonly used method in schools because it does not require teacher to be fluent. However, least effective method of teaching. 2. Direct method. The native language is not used at all in the classroom, and the student must learn the new language without formal instruction, based on theories of first language acquisition. 3. Audio-lingual. Heavy use of dialogues and audio, based on the assumption that language learning is acquired mainly through imitation, repetition, and reinforcement, influenced by psychology. 4. Natural approach. Emphasis on vocabulary and not grammar. Focus on meaning, not form. Use of authentic materials instead of textbook. 5. Silent way. Teachers remain passive observers while students learn, which is a process of personal growth. No grammatical explanation or modeling by the teacher. 6. Total physical response. Students play active role as listener and performer, must respond to imperative drills with physical action. 7. Suggestopedia. Students always remain comfortable and relaxed and learn through memorization of meaningful texts, although the goal is understanding. 8. Community language learning. Materials are developed as course progresses, and teacher understands what students need and want to learn. Learning involves the whole person, and language is seen as more than just communication. 9. Community language teaching incorporates all components of language and helps students with various learning styles. Use of communication-based activities with authentic materials. Needs of learners are taken into consideration when planning topics and objectives. 4 skill areas. The 4 skill areas of learning a foreign language need to be addressed consistently and continually are listening, speaking, reading and vocabulary, writing and grammar. Native speakers do not learn the skill areas separately, nor they use them separately, so they shouldn't be taught separately. With that, thanks for watching. I hope you learned something.